Welcome to A Canadian Investing in the U.S., a podcast and YouTube channel focused on Canadians buying real estate with host Glen Sutherland.
Welcome to a new episode of A Canadian Investing in the U.S. with Glen Sutherland. This week, I think, multiple repeat guest, Mena Maimone. Mena, you know what? I'll get you to do the intro. I was going to give you the intro.
Yeah, let me do the intro
Let you do
because
the intro.
yeah, you have a hard time with my last name too. It's okay, Glenn, we'll forgive you. Hi everybody. My name is Mena Maimone from Maimone Legal, and I'm a fellow Canadian turned Floridian. I have an office in Fort Lauderdale and now in Dallas, Texas, which is really exciting. And I help Canadians and anyone else around the world move to the United States. So I'm here with Glenn today. We're going to talk about some things that Canadians are a little bit afraid of recently. So Glenn, you want to tell me about what you've been hearing, and then we can have some legal comment on it?
Yeah, so honestly, there is so much misinformation going out all over all the different YouTube, TikTok, every platform about this $250 visa fee. And there's people talking on there and they're saying, oh, you're going to have to pay this when you cross the border. It's not if you're just wanted to go there for shopping, this is not going to be affordable. If you wanted to go there and do, anyway, all these different things, if you want to travel from Europe to Florida now, it's just making it not affordable. It's adding an extra cost and shaving days off of your Disney trip and all kinds of blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Blah, blah. Yeah, that's the right way to.
Whenever I hear information like this that could apply to me, I actually want to find the real source. I want to get real information. I don't want to trust what the media is saying and all this. And it's not even the media. It's just people regurgitating that.
Right.
And there's so much that information now, which doesn't actually have to be accurate. They just want people to share it because it's shocking. So whenever I heard this, I even Mena got me my E2 visa, so I do travel back and forth to the US fairly regularly. So I was like, is this going to apply to me? Is this going to work for me? Is this going to apply to even my friends who don't have visas? And so I was like, I sent her an email and then I said, let's do a call and then let's share this information and get some real information to people. So that's where I want to go with this. Mena, let's maybe start with people who don't have a visa, people who are just people who want to go to the US and vacation in Disney or wherever they want to go. Yeah. Does that apply to them?
I'm just going to start with one thing. Canadians have been fear-mongered into believing certain things about the United States. I mean, Canada had a travel advisory. I'm Canadian. I have a lot of Canadian clients, Glenn being one of them, who travel here frequently all the time. And have been no issues whatsoever. No safety issues, no border issues. None of it is true. Okay. The fee that you're hearing about is called the Visa Integrity Fee, and it applies to anybody getting a visa going forward. So as a Canadian, when you enter the United States as a visitor, you don't require a visa, because we have that special treaty between Canada and the United States. You don't require a visa. You're automatically given 6 months. You are absolutely not going to pay for that. If you go for an E2 visa, for example, right? Like Glenn did. Before, the fee was $250. Now they upped it to $500. Okay, so we all know things are getting more expensive. Life goes on. Things are, it's harder for us it's easier for us to justify an increase in fees like that when you look at the cost of living and the inflation and everything related to that. So visa fee went up from $250 to $500, and that's all that is. It's called the Visa Integrity Fee. So anyone who got their E2 are already on a visa, you're fine. Anyone who wants to visit the United States, you're coming in for free. There's no fee for you. It's if you want to get a visa going forward, there's a $250 increase, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing compared to what you're going to spend to open a business and the fees that you're going to incur to open your business here in the US. So that's all that is. And I think they took that simple little news of the increase and turned it into, oh my gosh, US is against Canada and you have to pay to visit, which that's not what it is at all.
Yeah, it's just for the visa. So in summary, this $250 integrity visa fee or visa integrity fee, it's not applying to people who want to cross the border just to go shopping, not applying to people who want to go visit Florida or go to Disney. It doesn't apply to even people who already have their visa and are traveling to the US for business or not, or just using a personal trip. Doesn't apply to that. It only applies for new visa applicants. So that'd be like somebody when they're applying for their E2 visa or someone trying to get a student visa or those kind of things in those situations.
Are you interested in investing in the US? I honestly see Canadians making tons of mistakes, simple mistakes that could be avoided by just a quick phone call. Honestly, I think we should just get on a 15-minute call. You ask me some questions, I answer some questions, and I tell you a little bit about the coaching program. We see if it's a fit. My coaching program is completely different than other people's. What my goal is to help you actually implement the material. All the videos are pre-recorded, so you can just zip through those on your own time. But when you're actually buying property, this is what sets me apart, is that we actually sit down, you do your deal analysis, you have questions, ask me some questions. Let me go through it with you. Let me help you. And this is what's going to set it apart. This is why you're going to avoid mistakes. You're going to miss those little things that you just missed that could cost you a lot of money. Maybe I can see it. Maybe my experience. I've been doing this for a while down in the US. Let me help you. Let's do a quick 15-minute call. If that's of interest to you, go to glensutherland.com and you can book a 15-minute call. Anyway, hope this is helpful. Thanks, everyone.
Exactly. And I'm not making this up. I have not only I'm an attorney, so I do a lot of legal research. I'm in a lot of groups with other attorneys that are based in Canada as well. No one's brought anything like this to my attention. I also have family, friends that live in Canada, live in Toronto, the GTA, and travel. Like my mom just came back from Canada a week ago. There was no talk of a $250 fee. So there's no issue at all, and it's all made up.
One last question before I let you go. For people who are like me, who have an E2 visa that expires every 5 years, would that be part of my renewal? Then I'd have that fee?
Exactly. So when you go to renew and you request a new visa, then yes, would be part of your renewal.
Okay. So in summary, I think everyone's got a little bit too worked up about this. And it applies to very few people and just people who are trying to get a visa and basically trying to immigrate to the US. And there's all kinds of other, fees and stamps and things you're going to be setting up. And it's just one extra little thing, which is basically, everything else got expensive and it's got more expensive.
Yes, exactly. And there's another thing that I want to tell you about. So I was contacted by a gentleman, a journalist who writes a newspaper up in PEI. And he started telling me so he actually sent me an email and he said, I wanted comment from an attorney. I wanted to verify this information that's going rampant on the news.
Yeah.
And this information is that Canadians are coming to the US, being rounded up and deported or put in detention centers. And I said to him, so we had a phone call for him to take my comment. And I said, I have never heard of this. I have hundreds of people that I've helped at this point over the past 2.5 years. I've never heard of this. So I don't know. I believe that Canada is afraid because a lot of people, it's the biggest exit in Canadian history. A lot of people are considering moving to the United States for various reasons, whether it be taxes, weather, opportunity to invest. And so I think there's a bit of fear on the Canadian side that they're losing their high earners, they're losing their high taxpayers. And so what are we going to do? Let's scare them into staying. So I think that's what's been going on. That's my personal opinion. But none of those stories are true, guys. If you're concerned or you're not sure, contact Glen and Glen can refer you to me and I will have a free call with you to reassure you about coming here. I promise you it's not what you think.
Yeah. And those couple stories about people getting detained at the border, thousands and thousands and thousands have went back and forth across. And there's always a couple people that don't have proper paperwork. There's a reason that they've been stopped. They don't stop people randomly. There's usually a criminal background or even something that wasn't pardoned. There's a reason that they get stopped. And this has happened ever since that we've had a border. There's always people that don't get across the border.
Yes, that's very true. I mean, before the Trump administration, I saw, some people, like you said, with criminal backgrounds, or, even had a few people contact me who were suspected of being involved in terrorism or something like that, being associated with known criminals. And so they, have a harder time coming in for national security reasons. And we want that, right? We don't want for them, you're here in Florida and they're letting everyone through the border, criminals, terrorists, you name it, to come and harm you. So we want them to be diligent with who they let in. Same with Canada. I want
here either. Yeah.
I want for anyone entering Canada to be a good people who aren't going to harm Canadian citizens, and same for the US. So I think it's a positive instead of a negative.
Well, man, I think we covered this, and I think people hopefully can breathe a sigh of relief and be more comfortable if they want to travel or vacation or work on their visa and cross the border and do some real estate or whatever else they're happy to. If people wanted to get a hold of you, you want to give a quick blurb for your law firm?
Yeah, sure. So I have two websites. I have movetotheusa.ca, which I like the sound of that. On there, you'll see a calendar. It's wide open. You can book a free 20-minute call with a member of our team. If you want to call us directly and have a consult, you can have a 1-hour consultation with me or my managing attorney, your choice. You can give us a call, 888-863-3207. And then we also have a main website, www.maimonelegal.com. And same thing there. You can book a call. You can do whatever you need to do. Read about us, whatever you'd like.
Thank you so much. I think a lot of people are going to have a big sense of relief after listening to this one.
I'm glad to hear that. I think that's what I'm here for in the end, right? To solve people's problems and make them feel better.
That was a nice video. Bye.